Amen. Daniel, amen, chapter 6. I want y'all to pray for struggling with this cold. Amen. Daniel chapter 6, beginning at verse 18. Amen. Daniel chapter 6, beginning at verse 18. When you get it, say again. If you don't have it, say wait. Everybody got it? Then the king went to his palace and passed the night fasting. Neither were instruments of music brought before him, and his sheep, the sleep, went from him. Then the king arose very early in the morning and went in haste unto the den of lions. And when he came to the den, he cried with a lamented voice unto Daniel. And the king spake and said to Daniel, O Daniel, servant of the living God, is thy God whom thou servest continually able to deliver thee from the lions? Then said Daniel unto the king, O king, live forever. My God has sent his angel. That's a shouting point. And have shut the lion's mouth. That's another shouting point. That they have not hurt me. That's another shouting point. Y'all missing the shouting point. For as much as before him innocency was found in me, and also before thee, O king, have I done no hurt. Then was the king exceedingly glad for him, and commanded that they should take Daniel up out of the den. So Daniel was taken up out of the den, and no manner of hurt was found upon him, because he believed in his God. That's another shouting point. And the king commanded and brought those men which had accused Daniel.
Wow.
And they cast them into the den of lions. That's another shouting point. Their children and their wives, and the lions had the mastery of them, and break all their bones in pieces wherever they came at the bottom of the den. Look at your neighbor and tell him these words: the power of prayer. Amen. The power of prayer. Now, everybody had prayer requests, and you didn't even know that I was going to preach on the power of prayer. People looking and longing and lunching for power. For whatever reason, one's own personal agenda seems to be more gratified when they can exercise authority over somebody else. People get excited when they over somebody else. We heard of white power, black power, love power, hate power, green power, angelic power, demonic power, steam power, solar power, wind power, man power. I'm just giving you time to catch up. Delivering power, saving power, healing power, dynamite power, and electric power. But there's another power, and it's the power of prayer. It becomes one's own privilege to invoke divine assistance for his exercise of power. When those who seek power and who are in positions of power will attempt to exert and exercise that power over those who have no power, that's a perfect time for you to see how powerful prayer really is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You may be at a point in your life, at a crossroad where nothing is going for you and no family because they are a part of the problem, no friends because you can't talk to everybody about your problem. That's when it's prime time to exercise the power of prayer. You ain't got to fight nobody. You ain't got to cuss out nobody. You ain't got to cut nobody. You ain't got to shoot nobody. You ain't got to do harm to nobody. But you have the right and the privilege to the power of prayer. We are encouraged throughout the Bible, New Mount Olive, to call on the Lord in prayer. Jeremiah 33:3, God said, call me and I will hear you and I will show you great and mighty things. James 5:17 says that the prayer of faith shall save the sick. 1 Thessalonians 5, I'm just talking about the Bible. You ought to at least read what the word is saying. 1 Thessalonians 5:17 says, pray without ceasing. Colossians 4:2 says, continue in prayer. St. Matthew 6:6, Jesus said, when you get ready to pray, he said, go into your secret closet and talk to your Father in secret, and he will bless you in front of everybody. James 5:16 says that the effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. Hebrews 4:16 says, come boldly to the throne of grace that you may be able to obtain mercy and find grace to help you in the time of need. Philippians 4:6, you ought to be writing this down. Brother says, be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God. If the Lord would not answer prayer, he would not have told you in his word to pray.
That's right.
Because in many cases, Mildred, prayer is all you got. Your money is gone. Your family is dying. Your friends is fake and few. Your neighbors is nosy. Your resources is depleted. I'm a witness that if you take a knee break and send God a knee mail, then you will see just how powerful prayer really is. Ladies and gentlemen, because the God we serve will answer your prayers. Took me a long time to get it. When I was growing up as a little boy, I heard my mother and my daddy tell all of us to get up, wash up for school, and as she was cooking breakfast, my father would be shaving, and I could hear him singing, I love the Lord. He heard my cry and pitied my every groan. As long as I live, my trouble rise, I'll haste unto his throne. I asked my mama one day on occasion, what is prayer? Saw her praying one night, kneel next to her bedside. Kneel next to my mama. She sat on the side of the bed and said, well, prayer is talking to God. Just like you talking to me. I wasn't number 6 or 7 years old. She was telling me about prayer. She said, just like you talking to me, that's what prayer is. You talk to me. The same way you talk to me, you talk to God. Just like that. And then she said, believing that he's hearing and listening to what you're saying. E.C. McIntosh said, it is the prelude to peace, prolude to power, and pathway to the throne of God. If you forget anything I just told you, Mama said, it's talking to God.
Amen.
You talk to everybody else while you don't talk to God. When you have finished your prayer and have said amen, remember your prayer has a lot of power. Tell the person next to you, your prayer got a lot of power. And you know what? You need to know that. Don't think that your prayers ain't going nowhere. Don't believe that your prayers are in vain. When I talk to God, I believe there's power in my prayer. Let me share the story with you of Daniel. Daniel was a young man who was a prisoner of war. He spent much time as a prisoner of war, being a fugitive from the land of Jerusalem, who now had a residence in Babylon. Daniel was a part of that delegation of individuals who were taken captive by King Nebuchadnezzar. While there, Daniel, because of what God has given him, watch this, his talent, his gift, was resented by those who along with him were appointed as governor in the Babylonian province, and Daniel was appointed president of those governors who had oversight of the king in Babylon because of his position, listen to this, and because of his rank, and because of his promotion, he was resented. Y'all just missed it. They didn't like him because God gifted him. They didn't like him because God made ways for him. They didn't like him because God was opening doors and providing ways out of no ways for him. When Daniel would pray to God, God answered his prayer. The thing about God, he may not answer him when he wanted to answer, when Daniel wanted him to answer him, but the thing about God, he answered him right on time. Tell your neighbor, Daniel had haters. Just like you. They hated him so bad, China, until they conspired his reputation. But he like our former president. They couldn't get anything on him.
Well,
Let me make it plain and clear. I'm talking about Obama. They couldn't get nothing on him, so they drafted laws to defeat his progress.
that's right.
That has always been the problem of mankind, in that whenever humanity has wanted things to go in its favor, he always invoked some unjust bylaws.
Yeah.
You ever seen people on the job, they just start making up laws? Y'all ain't got it. When he wants to take over a country, this is what he does. Not that don't belong to him. He comes up with laws to make him ruler of a country, which he wants to build a country with free labor. He comes up with some laws and call people that looks like you and me slaves. When slaves are freed, he comes up with some more laws. They call Jim Crow laws.
That's right.
Such laws will prevent the progress of people of color, and even when he wants to make sure that you don't participate in the process, he goes back into congressional chambers and draft up some more new laws to surpass your vote. And now that his population is decreasing and people who look like you have a population that is increasing, now he wants to invoke some executive order to make sure that people that look like you and me don't come into the country. Let me share this with you. This ain't the first time they tried to keep people out. This ain't the first time they separated people from their family, from their home. Let me tell you this just in case you didn't know. One day you were separated from your home. Your fathers and forefathers them was over in Africa. Come on, help me somebody. Yeah, they keep coming up with laws. Therefore, he invoked some immigration laws all over the land. You all act like y'all don't read or see the news. You see laws here and laws there to prevent the people of God, which will be in some cases rendered powerless. But I get to serve you notice today. Whatever the law says, there's still another power. It's called the power.
Yes, sir.
Are y'all listening to me? I want y'all to take this. Daniel had to encounter conspiracy. These were individuals who were supposed to be his colleagues.
Wow.
So they made their way to King Darius.
Yeah.
Said to Darius, nobody ought to worship any other god but you.
Wow.
It flattered King Darius. He signed it into law. They began to stake out and watch Daniel's every move. Like, there's some people watching you.
That's right. That's right.
I'm talking about your every move.
Yeah.
And they watched Daniel, who, after heard that the law being signed, did something that he had did all along.
Yeah.
Y'all ought to know what it is.
Yes, sir.
He went home. What you say? Pray. He went home. He went home. He went into his upper chambers. He opened his windows toward Jerusalem. Bowed down on his knees.
Yeah.
Y'all know what he did right now.
Yes, sir.
He prayed unto God
My God.
3 times a day.
Yeah.
And his haters, his enemies,
Yes, sir.
his fault finders,
Stay on. Stay on.
observed Daniel in public prayer, made their way back to King Darius and said, we got him.
My Lord.
We caught him.
My Lord.
The man that you called Daniel, the man that you appointed over all of us, have broken your laws. The law says that he's an enemy of the state.
Yeah.
And he deserves to be placed on capital punishment.
My God. My God.
In other words, y'all, he shall be thrown into a den full of lions. That was at the beginning of the story, but by the time you get to the end
Yes, sir.
of the incident,
Yes, sir.
Daniel came out alive,
Yeah.
but those who threw him in was killed. I'm just ready to y'all. Y'all still ain't caught it. That's what the power of prayer will do. You wondering and you worried how you gonna fare and function in this Donald Trump administration. You're wondering how you gonna make it. Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
How did you make it through 246 years of slavery?
Yeah.
Through prayer. How did you make it through 100 years of Jim Crow? Through prayer. In the same way you made it then, in the same way you're going to make it now. The same way God brought you through these last 3.5 years, he's going to take care of you and you're going to make it. Like Daniel, you need a period of prayer. The text says Daniel prayed 3 times a day. New Revised trouble comes. You ought to pray before headaches and heartache come. You ought to pray before sickness comes. Then when sickness and trouble and heartache come, God will work it out for you. Three times a day was a time and a period. Watch this. For devotion of every Jew. It happened at the 9th hour or the first watch of the day, which would be at 9 a.m.
Yes, sir.
And again at 12 noon, and again at the third watch, which was at the evening. They sang and prayed. Everybody ought to have a devotion. Don't wait till you get here on Sunday morning. You ought to have it 3 times a day. On your job, in school, come on, in your automobile, come on, help me somebody. In the casino, in the hotel, come on, help me somebody. Wherever you are, you ought to take time to talk to God. Yes. Therefore, the custom that Daniel had at Jerusalem, watch this, he continued it in Babylon.